Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about anime saving the box office. We're going to talk about Chainsaw Man doing very well this weekend. Not as good as Demon Slayer, but...
Well, yeah. I mean, that's relative. 15 million, 17 million isn't super great, but it's the best thing performing right now.
Yeah, it's actually demolished most of the competition it had this weekend. And it actually knocked Tron Ares down to 5th place. We'll talk about that. Because
that wasn't hard. That's a low bar.
Oh, Tron Ares is not doing good. It's it did under 5 million this weekend, and as you pointed out to me before we started recording, it's made a lot less than Snow White did.
Yeah, no, Snow White was argues in the theaters longer, but not really. They kind of pulled it out. But yeah, it hasn't even hit 60 million domestic, and it's like
wow.
Totally it's 108.4 million globally. That's it.
Yeah, and Snow White was almost 90 million domestic, which is still bad. But it's not,
it was like 87.2 million domestic, but international kind of helped it a little, and it was about 205.7, we'll round up, million global. And it was out for a little bit longer, but by the time it hit as far as Tron's been out, it was also like making no money too.
Yeah, so this, here's the thing about Disney lately. In the last couple of years, it's like everybody gets excited when they have a movie break $1 billion at the box office. I'm like, that $1 billion movie has to make up for all the losses for all the other.
That doesn't mean they're
movies.
Actually making money. Yeah,
right.
If you have a couple $1 billion movies, but you had all kinds of losses, then you're maybe lucky if you break even. And I don't think you're going to break even because a $1 billion movie probably cost more than the other ones did.
Yes. So it's not looking too good for Tron, but we're going to talk about anime saving the box office. And there actually have been several anime re-releases in the last year or so. K-pop Demon Hunters, I mean, technically not anime, but it's I would say anime adjacent. And it's become a cultural phenomenon. It did very, very well in
They're
theaters.
bringing it back out to theaters again, the 31st or the 2nd for the weekend. Yeah, next weekend.
So we're talking 2 theatrical releases. They had the sing-along. Sing-along did like 20 million or something like that?
I don't know, but that was without AMC. AMC's joining in this time, which they didn't usually do with Netflix, but they looked at all the money they lost, I'm sure. And now they're going to be doing it.
So it does seem like a lot of the big events now are anime movies. Demon Slayer, of course, just destroyed expectations. We're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Just a reminder, if you guys did back Geeky's Halloween pins or the Orc pins, make sure you turned your surveys in because we cannot ship you your stuff if we don't have an address. We are not psychic. I wish I was, but we're not. So make sure, double check, make sure you've turned the survey in. So yeah, let's talk about the box office upset here with Chainsaw Man, which again, this is actually modest. It was an R-rated movie, but this is less than, K-pop Demon Hunters did. It's way less than Demon Slayer did. Maybe it needs to be called, Chainsaw Demon Man.
Well, no, it's because Chainsaw Man I don't think is as widely known as Demon Slayer is, but I've seen the show.
I've watched some of it. I'm not like a super huge fan of it or anything, but they said, the movie is another major victory for Japanese anime while regretting you is edging out Black Phone 2 and Deliver Me from Nowhere Springsteen in a surprise twist. And I don't even know if they're are they even mentioning Tron Ares in this at all? Because it's like dropped off the damn. No, I don't even think they mentioned it.
Side note, but related to anime, Apothecary Diaries is going to have a movie out in 2027. Now, so far, it's only slated for Japan, but all these other ones were only slated for Japan. Now they came over to the U.S., and I think that given the turnout for anime movies in the U.S., I'll be very surprised if they don't send that one stateside as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, because here, just in the last year, 2025 theatrical re-releases. I know Mononoke was out in IMAX in March. Perfect Blue, Akira, Grave of the Fireflies. If you want to be, God, it's like one of the most depressing.
I will
movies
not watch that one. I've already been informed not to watch it.
Yes, it's heartbreaking. Paprika, Cowboy Bebop, the movie, not to be confused with the Netflix show. Last year we had Ninja Scroll, Metropolis, which I loved. I thought was really good. Vampire Hunter D. Then G Kids used to re-release movies. I'm like, you know what? Anymore, I would actually rather pay to go see an anime movie of a franchise, I know I'd like it, or re-release classic anime so you can watch something. I'd love to watch Robot Carnival on the big screen.
Yeah, I know you like that one.
I love Robot Carnival. I would love to watch something like that in the big screen. 90s anime, clean it up a little bit, whatever. I know our daughter is incredibly upset that she missed the Daft Punk, the anime, Discovery, the album. I forget what it's called. It's on my head, like something 666 or
no idea
999 or whatever. Anyway, we were going to go see that last year or the year before, whenever it was out, and there wasn't a theater around us that had it. It was only a one-night thing, but I guess they upscaled it in 4K, and it looked really bad. So maybe she didn't miss much. But we've gone, just in the last month or two, we've gone to 2 or 3 old movies.
Well, the theaters are doing that now because no one's going to go see the new ones.
Yeah.
So they're going to go back to the tried and true because no one's going to go see the old ones or the new ones. They want to see the old stuff because they know at least then it's good.
Well, this is Scott Mendelson, so take it for whatever it's worth. But Scott Mendelson, he said he's admitting anime saves cinema again as Chainsaw Man tops the box office. He said for the first time, well, it wasn't forever, second time in 6 weeks, Sony and Crunchyroll in the anime ecosystem saved the weekend box office from what otherwise would have been a miserable Friday through Sunday frame. However, we're at the point where Crunchyroll's animated output can't just be considered a regular part of Sony's theatrical slate and an expected segment of the overall theatrical ecosystem. It was a big deal not even that long ago to actually have a theatrical release of an anime movie, the Dragon Ball movies. And we're kids, I would consider Transformers the movie an anime movie. It was animated in Japan. That was a big deal, but they always were very niche and they usually flopped, right? The first Demon Slayer movie was kind of an outlier. It did really, really well because the movies, or the series is very popular. But he said, I don't want to keep treating it as found money, which theaters shouldn't expect when guesstimating overall revenue. But no, it is kind of found money because the stuff that's overperforming now is not the normal stuff. Like we're seeing flops like Tron Ares, but then he's bringing up Godzilla -1 and horror movies, like low budget horror movies. Weapons did pretty good. Terrifier did pretty good.
Godzilla -1 is good. I like Godzilla -1.
Yeah, and those were cheaper to make.
I hope they don't ruin it next time.
Yeah, I hope they don't ruin it next time. But then they've got Five Nights at Freddy's. But I'm worried about Five Nights at Freddy's too because the last one was a low budget flick. It was actually pretty good. It did pretty good. Did very good because they released it on Peacock on streaming the same day as they released it in theaters. It still made all kinds of money in the theater because people wanted to see it in the theater. But now it's like an all celebrity cast, and I'm like, oh
see,
no.
when they start doing that, they ruin it. It's like the reason like even Star Wars, there's a Star Wars as well, is because you had to be creative. You had to be creative. You had a budget. You had to be creative, and you had to think. Tell the story had to be amazing, and you had to be really creative in how you spent your money. And they're just like. They start out with something that's great because it was lower budget, it was creative, and then we're going to go all in, and then they destroy it. Disney is masterful at destroying IP and destroying
yes, they
things.
are. They have a very special talent. I've never seen. Whatever the opposite of the Midas touch is. The anus touch. I don't know. They're very. Everything you touch will turn to ass.
That's why Mickey wears gloves.
Mickey wears gloves because we've got the anus touch. If you touch it, it'll turn to ass. I need to tweet that. Anyway, but it's true, right? But then meanwhile, we've got all these anime properties, and these like oddball, stuff from Japan, stuff from Korea, stuff that the studios wouldn't have bet on. But I think what they're going to do now is be like, okay, well now we know anime makes money, so let's westernize the shit out of it and take everything out of it that made it popular in the first place, and then be like, well, I guess people don't like anime anymore because they're not going to the movies anymore. Mm-hmm. They must be bigots because we put a lot of diverse people in this movie that takes place in Japan and in 1492 or whatever it is. Right? It's like we're going to make a movie of Assassin's Creed Shadows or some shit, and then they're going to screw it up. We had our diversity people come in and go through it, and they said, well, it's too xenophobic. It's just all Japanese people. What's wrong with you?
It's okay when it's that. It's just that there's white people.
Yeah, right. Well, they're white adjacent.
Well, you know what I
know?
mean, like,
Yeah.
Caucasian people.
Oh yeah. So they'll and that's so we have been covering this for the last couple of years now. That it does seem like we have these parasites, these activist parasites. They're gonna look at anime. They're gonna look at just like they looked at video games, whatever, and they're gonna try to weasel their way into it and be like, well, that's where the influence is. So they got to get into it, and then they got to mess it up. And that's what I'm afraid of happening is it becomes more mainstream. I mean, we went from Blockbuster Video having a very slim section of what was called at the time Japanimation, because we didn't even call it anime, and all anime is just the Japanese word for animation, but we called it Japanimation. We had one little sliver in Blockbuster, and it was the same 5 or 6 VHS tapes, which I own, by the way. I have them. I bought them all from a guy at a convention. Like it's all,
Yes,
it's like
he does have them.
Macross and Vampire Hunter D and Robot Carnival, and there's a bunch of them. I want to get a window box with the Blockbuster logo on it, put them all in it, and put it in the office, and just
There
be
you
like,
go.
"There's the entire anime section from 1992 right there on the wall." But yeah, it's gonna be kind of weird to see what happens, but it's all the oddball stuff. The F1.
Well, it's just that people don't want, because they don't want this. That they want new things. They want indie stuff. They want creative stuff. They want stuff that isn't like, the same stuff they've been seeing time and time again. They don't want the third of this and the fifth of that. Even the second of some of the stuff. They just want new things that are creative, that are movies that are done, that are good, that are about story first.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. It's not really that hard to figure out.
No. So
and anime usually is all about story. It's like there's a struggle, there's story. A lot of people feel like they connect to those characters. They're different than them, like we all did for decades. And I just worry because we've had time in the past where the Westerners are trying to tell Japan what to do, and they basically told them no.
Yeah.
Like, screw you. And I'm just worried. I'm hoping they hold their own, and I'm hoping they continue to tell them, no, this is our stuff. You can watch it if you want. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But we're not changing it to appease you.
hopefully,
That's what I'm
hopefully
hoping
they're
for.
smart
That's what I'm
enough
hoping
to.
for.
Hopefully. So we'll see. But yeah, theaters are going to definitely change. It just seems like people are rejecting the Hollywood stuff in favor of pretty much anything else.
Good.
Good.
Happy to see it.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
For more pop culture news, views, and rants, go to news.clownfishtv.com. That's news.clownfishtv.com.